During a study on the end of the church age in the book of Jeremiah, Harold Camping cautioned fellowship leaders against exercising authority over those within their fellowships, which had been formed in response to his pronouncement that the church age had ended. Before we evaluate this admonition, it's helpful to briefly consider how and when these fellowships came into existence. Around 2001, Camping gave a cautious and limited endorsement to the formation of fellowships after teaching that the church age has come to an end. In response, several former pastors, elders, and deacons from Family Radio-affiliated churches established approximately 12 fellowships. Some of these fellowships were eager to obtain or retain the same tax-exempt status typically associated with formal churches. In this excerpt, Camping states that these fellowships will be led or taught by shepherds used of God to take the gospel into the world outside the churches.
Even though the church age has come to an end, his salvation of the world is not done. He has a plan. He will set up shepherds. These shepherds that he's saying here, I will set up shepherds, they do not have spiritual rule over a congregation. That's a major change. That's one of the reasons I'm a little afraid sometimes when people meet together, even as a fellowship. Those who are in charge of the fellowship somehow almost become a pseudo-church. They almost want to begin to have spiritual authority over those who are coming, and we may not do that. We may not do that.
Over time, Camping began to revise his teaching concerning salvation within the church by stating that it is possible that God is still saving people in the church who might eventually come out.
But those who are not saved when the Great Tribulation began and they're in the churches, remember this, I come as a thief. Remember we read that in Revelation chapter 3, verse 3. I will come upon thee as a thief. This has to do with those who are in the congregations who are not saved, and they are caught unawares. They don't even realize that he has come. They don't want to understand that he has come. Oh yes, there still may be elect within the congregations, and as they hear the true gospel from outside the true congregations, there is still the possibility some of them may become saved. But certainly, those who are not elect and who are in the congregations, they're trapped there. They will not understand these things that we're speaking about. Christ has come quickly, and they are already like the tares when we had tried to understand the parable of the wheat and tares. They are like the tares who have been gathered together. They've been given a strong delusion. Eyes they could not see, ears they could not hear, and they are being prepared for burning.
Now that we have a better perspective of the end of the church age and God's end-time salvation program, we know that God used Camping specifically to initiate his program to bring his elect out of the church. In this respect, Camping correctly taught that a falling away would occur within the church, followed by the removal of the daily, that is, the church's candlestick, and the setup of the abomination of desolation, indicating that God is no longer using the church as the primary means of evangelizing the world. And although Camping later recanted his teachings that Judgment Day would occur on May 21, 2011, some of his listeners, including those associated with the final remaining fellowships, continued to teach that no one in the world can be saved after that date. This outcome reflects the warning in Daniel 11 that some of understanding would fall because they were aligned with those who came with flatteries, that is, false doctrine. Thankfully, however, God promised that he would give a little help by increasing knowledge at the time of the end, giving assurance that he will save the last of a great multitude, in accordance with his promises to Abraham, as the gospel continues to go forth into the world right up to the end, in accordance with Matthew chapter 24, verse 14.